Hi, I'm Kevin Bartley of Gobblestalker Calls, and what I'm here today to talk to you about is how to condition your calls. So what we're going to do is we're going to explain the slate call, the copper, and the glass and crystal call, and how you're going to condition those calls and keep them ready for your hunting experience. So first, let's talk about the slate call. Slate call, you're going to use a piece of Scotch-Brite. I prefer the burgundy one, it's a little coarser, and all you're going to do on a slate call is take your Scotch-Brite and go back and forth the same direction every time to condition your call, because the principle is how this call works is your striker is going to come across the grain and vibrate, which is going to make the sound of the turkey. Let me show you what I mean there. Now, on a copper call, you're going to use the same piece of Scotch-Brite to condition your copper or aluminum calls. Basically, again, in the same direction, back and forth, you're going to use your piece of Scotch-Brite with a little bit of force, more than you would use on your slate. And what you're trying to do is basically score that metal to give you a little bit of ridging, so that when you use your striker, it's going to grip and jump and cause the striker to vibrate and give you your yelps. Different strikers on your call are going to give you different pitches and tones, and we can explain that in just a few minutes. Now, glass and crystal calls are probably the hardest calls to condition. The way I like to condition a glass call when they're brand new is I like to use what I call a conditioning stone. And all you're going to do on a glass call is, again, back and forth motions. You use your conditioning stone to score the glass, and then you're going to keep that conditioned with a piece of 80 grit emery cloth when you go in the woods. Now, the reason why we score the glass is, and I'm going to show you, this glass here, as you can see, does not have any scoring in it, so there's no vibration, nothing to grab the striker, you don't get any sound. If you play it on the scored part, you'll get your sound. So, that is how you're going to condition glass or crystal. So let's discuss strikers. Different density in woods and strikers will give you different pitches and tones. The harder the wood, the higher the pitch, the softer the wood, the lower the pitch. So diamond wood is the hard wood striker. So, we'll have a high-pitched tone. Now, if I take the same pot call and go to a softer wood like cedar, you're going to notice a difference. So, you have a hardwood striker, high pitch, a softer wood striker, lower pitch. So, you can go out in the woods with one pot call, two different strikers, and make the sounds of two different birds. Then you can get into acrylic strikers or different woods, which will basically give you different pitches and tones throughout the octaves and the range of the call. So acrylic strikers, a lot of people like them in wet conditions because they don't absorb water. Now on slate, they're not very good for that, but they're going to be a low density. But again, you can use an acrylic or any striker on any pot surface. So if you buy your pot in the store and you get this striker with that pot, it doesn't mean that that striker is only going to work on that pot. You can use any striker on any pot surface that you have in your vest at any time. All the way from a custom one-piece striker to your cedar striker. That's basic call maintenance 101. If you want to learn more about pot calls and maintenance, please don't hesitate to contact me. You can reach me through my website at www.gobblestalkercalls.com. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. You can email me or get in touch with me via phone.